If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
You're looking live at the DeHornley Center where the Lynn Fighting Knights are 8-1 here at home this season, and get that magical feeling this season with some unbelievable wins at home this year at the DeHornley Center, and I hope we'll have a big crowd to enjoy this team, this exciting Lynn Fighting Knights team, and they've been magnificent here at home and found ways to win that have brought the house down. Thanks for joining me, Ari Shannock. My partner's here, Alex Embry. Good to see you again, Alex.
Good to be back. Good to be back in the DeHornley Center where we've had great success, and including the last game, which I know you had a great time broadcasting.
Lynn is now 10-6 overall, 5-4 in Sunshine State Conference play. 8-1 again at home. They're averaging 78 points per game. Big game today because Eckerd is right there in front of them in the standings at 5-3. Eckerd now actually 6-3. That's been updated. So they're tied for second with Tampa. Lynn a game behind, tied with Florida Southern in that 4th and 5th position. Barry in first at 7-2. So a huge game in positioning for those slots in the standings, Alex.
Yeah, and I know that both teams kind of know where they are. Obviously, Eckerd, they want to win this game so they can keep pace with Barry, and Lynn, they get a win here. They're tied with Eckerd back in second place, and so they'll be 6-4. They'll be in third place, pushing Tampa up. But 6-4 conference record, it will be big, and a lot of those wins have come here at home, as you said, the 8-1 record, and look for Lynn to take the challenge. They like these kind of games. Obviously, they've faced these type of challenges before when they faced the number 9 team country with Drury, and they had that fantastic win here. They've had a couple of buzzer beater close games, the overtime game. So look for Lynn to really take this challenge to the head, and I think they'll come out very well.
Eckerd 5-3 in conference, they're 13-4 overall. A talented bunch, such a tough team last season, such a well-balanced team. Made it all the way. They won the conference championship, upsetting Barry at the tournament up at Embry-Riddle in a terrific game. Tom Ryan's in his 21st season as the head coach of the Tritons. His assistant coaches are Marcus, they call him Chief Bryant, and Kendrick Wilson and John Cabino. A very good team. Lynn, of course, coached by Jeff Price, who was here from 93 to 99, where he led the Knights to 6 postseason qualifications there in all 6 of his seasons. NCAA Final Four, Division II, NCAA Division II Coach of the Year. And then he went on to Georgia Southern for a 10-year stint where he was a SoCon Conference Coach of the Year in his first season at Georgia Southern. Also served a year for the Los Angeles Clippers as a scout. We're enjoying watching Coach Price's teams here since he's been back. Getting a chance to watch him coach is always fun. He gets the most out of his players, Alex.
Yeah, that's right. And obviously, we've talked about a lot with Coach Price and his team. You talked about when he even comes up and talks to you, during halftime, post game. It's usually a very positive vibe, and that's reflected on his team. His team's a very close bunch, great camaraderie with them, great chemistry. A lot of those guys, they've, again, a lot of first-year guys, so they're still getting acclimated, not only to school but with each other. And so they're doing it, they're going through the trials and tribulations together. And so that's the big thing for Lynn this year is, they went through those early season, lulls, but 8-1 at home is quite an impressive record, especially for a team that's as young as Lynn's.
Well, Lynn is coming off that tough loss Wednesday after the miracle victory last Saturday here, come from behind win over Tampa. But they lost at Rollins on Wednesday, 73-71. Coach Price, I talked to him before the game. He was frustrated with that effort. 17 turnovers, really costly for Lynn, including one in the final seconds. Terrell Rogers was a huge bright spot in that game, recording a career-high 27 points up at Rollins. Terrell Rogers, 5'9", 175-pound redshirt junior out of Charlotte. He's a transfer out of Central College in Florida. Terrell also at Evelyn Mack High School in Charlotte led the state of North Carolina in scoring his senior season at 29 points a game. He led the entire state of North Carolina. They played some pretty good ball up there. Terrell is our player to watch here today on the Lynn Sports Network.
All right, thanks, Ari. I'm joined now by Terrell Rogers, tonight's player to watch for the matchup against Eckerd. But first, Terrell, let's talk a little bit about the last game. You guys are coming off a close loss at Rollins, but a season-high 27 for you. So take us through those last couple of minutes of the game there and how it felt to get back in your scoring flow.
Well, at the end of the game, we couldn't get enough stops like we wanted to, and they ran that offense good at the end. So, and then as me getting back into the scoring flow, my coach has been telling me to shoot the ball with more confidence and stuff, and my teammates helped me get in the rhythm, and I just shot the ball and it went in that game. So.
And we'll take a look tonight. We're taking on Eckerd. We already played them once early this season. 56 points though; those are season low. What are some of the adjustments going tonight to come out with the win?
We gonna play inside out this time, cause they clog the paint up a lot. If you throw it down low, they gonna double the paint, or if we try to drive, they collapse. So we got to have kickouts, and we just got to be able to hit our shots.
And Eckerd's defense, top of the league, second year of the row. They're real tough to score on. What makes them so tough to put points up on?
They play good, they got good help defense and team defense. So you got to drive and penetrate for others to be able to score against them. They're not going to let you score easy layups or stuff like that. And
we'll take a look at Eckerd's leading scorer, sophomore guard Drew Sean McLaren, a tough player. You'll probably see a lot of him tonight. He had 19 the first time around. What are some of the plans to limit his offense tonight?
Keep him off the glass. He get a lot of second chance points, and he's very good slashing, getting to the basket. So we want to make him shoot and then just box him out off that. Yeah.
Very good. Well, thanks for stopping by, and back to you guys.
Well, thanks, Alex. And Alex and Ari back here at the DeHornley Center. That's Terrell Rogers, who's averaging now 11 a game after that huge performance at Rollins. So, Lynn, you look at some of these stats. We talked about the 8-1 record at home. Unfortunately, on the other side, they're just 1-4 on the road, 1-1 on a neutral floor. They do have the league's second-best defense in the SSC, and guess who they're behind? The league leading defense is Eckerd. So this may be a defensive battle here today, Alex.
Yeah, I wanted to point out, Lynn's been getting a lot of these magical victories, as you said, by staying in the game, and the way they stay in the game is through their defense. You look at all the statistical numbers, with regards to defense. As you said, Eckerd comes in with the first-ranked defense. Lynn's right behind him. 75 points a game led up versus 73 through Eckerd. 3-point field goal percentage defense. Lynn comes in number one with 33% allowed from the three-point line. Eckerd, they give up a little more three-pointers at 38%. So, look for guys like Terrell Rogers that we talked about. Marquand Botley, Rogers isn't shooting the ball too well from three, but him and Botley can definitely expose that a little bit. You see these numbers here as well. But other numbers that Lynn, with regard to defense, the first rebounding team is Eckerd with 40. Lynn's right behind them with 38. So you look at these numbers. You talk about with defense. We're going to see a defensive battle. Both teams, they don't give up too many points, and hopefully Lynn takes advantage of the open threes that they get with, Botley and the guy to watch, Rogers.
Yeah, very similar teams here. You see, obviously the free throw line has really hurt Lynn, 66%, and we've seen worse too than that. The 66%, I actually thought it might be lower. 33% from beyond the arc. Eckerd has a sizable advantage there, and very solid for the Tritons. 47% from the field. That's big time.
Yeah, and then you even look about those defensive numbers. Both are even in blocks. Both are pretty even in steals. Lynn comes in also with the best turnover margin in the conference. So hopefully they only turn the ball over 13 times a game versus Eckerd right behind them with 14. So it's or actually they're both about 14, but it's very equal. So defensively this both teams are fairly same. Obviously Eckerd they hold those little offensive numbers over Lynn's head, but being at home that'll definitely help Lynn with offense. Getting the crowd with them, getting all of those luxuries that playing at home has.
Well, Botley now ranked 7th in the Sunshine State in scoring, 2nd in free throw percentage, and 3rd in made three-pointers. Conde, 10 rebounds a game, is tied for the league lead in rebounding. So that's some of the stars for Lynn, how they rank in the conference. The Eckerd Tritons, they are led by a super sophomore in Drushan McLaren, who is 3rd in the Sunshine State Conference in field goal percentage, 6th in the conference in points per game. Drushan averaging 17 points and 7 rebounds. 6'5", 190-pound sophomore out of Jacksonville. And he was a big spark for this team off of the bench last season as their 6th man, and now their go-to starter at 17 a game. He's the player to watch for the Tritons today. So keep an eye on number 24 for the Tritons.
Yeah, I also like looking at these numbers too. Like I mentioned, I threw the name at you. Obi Kai at number 11. So he's a 6'8" senior. He does it all. He's their leading rebounder guy. Leading rebounder with 7.6 boards a game, almost 8. He also gives you 10 points. But what I like is he leads the team in assists. He's right behind our assist leader Alan Baez who's got 3.5. Kai comes in with 3.4. So he's a guy that can he's a slender 6'8", 190, but he'll come and he'll make plays from the post. And you've seen a lot more of him than I have. So but looking at his numbers, big men that can make plays are a valuable asset to any team.
Yeah, he's very agile and versatile. He does it all. Che does out of Sydney, Australia. This is a well-balanced team. But for now, let's meet the Lynn starters.
Terrell Rogers, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Darius James, Winter Haven, Florida.
Marquand Botley, Dallas, Texas.
Vikandi, Dakar, Senegal.
Alan Baez, Orlando, Florida.
There's our player to watch on the Lynn side today, Terrell Rogers, as he hopes to help Lynn to improve to 6-4 in conference. It will be the 9th home victory. We'll pause now for the anthem. the Eckerd Tritons, OBJ, 6'8", 190-pound senior from Sydney, Australia. Kevin Walsh, 6'5", senior from Arlington Heights, Illinois, averaging 13 a game. Drayshawn McLaren, 6'5", 190-pound sophomore out of Jacksonville at 17 a game. Trevon Young, 6'5", junior out of the state of Florida, began his career at the University of Florida. He does it all in the post. And the fifth starter we did not get. We'll try to get a number. Is it? Well, we'll find out in a moment. But for now, let's hear Jeff Winter introduce the starters for the Lynn Fighting Knights. This crowd is excited already. The lights turn out, the spotlight. Good touch here at the DeHornley Center this season, Alex.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to the production team putting this all together with the new video boards, the video introductions. When we had the Midnight Madness here with all the electricity they had with that, with the well, no pun intended, they actually turned the lights off for that, but just like they did here. But it's really nice atmosphere they create here, and helps. It brings this kind of stuff brings the fans in too, brings it closer to the game, and it helps give the crowd energy, which feeds to the court.
Yeah, that other starter, Shane Phillips, the 6'3" senior out of West Palm, rounds out the starters for Coach Tom Ryan. Keep your eye on number 24, McLaren. Very athletic, explosive in the open floor. A good look at Coach Price, Tay Norwood, and John Franklin. Dante Scholl, also the graduate assistant. Conde will get set to jump it up against Che. Che, an explosive leaper. Phillips at the point. McLaren checked by Baez. Takes it to the rim, lays it up softly and scores. Terrific balance, huh, Alex?
Yeah, and I'm gonna like that matchup too. Baez is the defensive; he's the perimeter stopper, so that's a big, it's gonna be a big test for him today.
There's Botley, the leading scorer for Lynn, about 17 a game. He's 7th in the conference in scoring. Baez, View trying to establish in the post against the strength of Young. Rogers is trapped, leans in, throws it up, an air ball. Che clears the rebound.
Already we've seen two defensive possessions by two good defensive teams.
Young very dangerous in the post. He's got great hands. Goes to his right, up and under with a left hand. Rolls no good. Rebound battled for, picked up by Rogers.
Yeah, Young using it. He's only 6'5" with a 260-pound frame. He's a great balance there too, but he just didn't get it to go.
There's Rogers. Needs help. A little stagnant offensively. Lynn trying to get into rhythm. Rogers to the rim. The floater, bank no good. He could have taken it all the way. Kind of hurried that, Alex.
Yeah, he passed up the easy three ball, and I like the look down low, and that's what Baez does well right there, is takes charges right there. Good defensive play.
That's a big play right there. McLaren gets his first instead of a three-point opportunity because he made that shot.
Yeah,
McLaren, Alex, you see the ability. He can take contact, quick movement, and yet throw it up so softly on the rim.
Yeah, you got the strength to get to the rim, but it's all about the little finesse game at the end.
Lynn looking for their first basket here. 2 empty possessions. Botley checked by McLaren here. Baez around a James screen. View in the post. He's pretty down deep. James straight on three-pointer, heel of the rim. And there's Che. He'll grab many of those rebounds.
That's a good job by View. I always question his passing out the post, but that was a very good look to find James.
McLaren scoring. He came close to stepping out of bounds, but using his length over Baez.
Yeah, great play, great athleticism, great balance down low also.
4-0 Eckerd. It's a terrific defensive team. Look at how they switch on the picks. Baez, they got caught up in the air, had to throw it out. And Che tried to save that, but evidently he didn't touch it before it hit out of bounds.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, back to that defense, you talk about the switch, but, they switch, but they don't lose anything on defense. Che's he's got length at 6'8", but he's mobile, too, enough to guard Rogers and give Baez problems also.
Here's Young, the mid-post, working against Conde. Soft touch right over View, and it's 6-zip. And Tampa got off to a quick start against us here on the last week. Baez forces one up. A breakout for McLaren. He is so tough to stop in the open court. Forget it. 8-0. This is very reminiscent of last Saturday's start for Tampa. And Coach Price will have to call an early timeout just 3 minutes in. His team scoreless.
Yeah, and one of the things you don't want to see happen, you get an early deficit and you got guys like Baez, throwing up rough shots. Obviously, you want to get something going, but against a defensive team like this, you got to keep the ball moving. You can't just do it on your own, especially with that collapsing and the switching they do on defense. So again, good credit to the Tritons defense, but Baez needs to be a little more smart with that. Move the ball around and get a good shot. Like the James 3 was a good shot. Rogers had a good look at the rim, couldn't get it to go.
No, Lynn does not want to dig a hole like last Saturday because those miraculous comebacks happen, once every few years. It took an 18-2 run in the final 3:06 to send that game to overtime. They trail at 8-zip. Eckerd overplaying. And there's another steal. Walsh. Good hustle by James to get back. But not what Coach Price envisioned out of a timeout. McLaren on the perimeter. That's where Lynn wants to keep him. So shifty. Goes to the left hand, almost rimmed that in. Flies ahead to Rogers, but no numbers for Lynn. Conde calling for the ball. Thought he had an advantage. They didn't get it to him. A little reset.
Spacing.
Try to get Botley a shot here. Rogers will settle for a 3. Yes! Big bucket by Terrell. They finally get Lynn on the board.
Yeah, he's got to stay hot from that 27-point performance last time out. Hopefully that shot helps him out.
Obi Che, here's Phillips. It's Che on his cut, and it's fouled, but before the foul, walk on Obi. Good help defense from Conde. And O'Brien, along with Chance's Matlock, will check in. They'll enter the game after the media timeout here. It is 8-3 Eckerd on the Lynn Sports Network. There's the Eckerd huddle, 6-3 in conference now for the Tritons. And a good sight, if you look over the Lynn huddle, we'll get a capture of that from our Lynn Sports Network maybe during next time out. But Jamal Palmer standing there. The cast is off. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Lynn. Get some more scoring. Obviously, the more points you put on the board, the likely you're going to win. And he still leads the team with 16.8 points a game. So, getting him back will be big within the next couple weeks, especially coming into postseason play. Yeah,
I talked to his father. I said they're hoping first week of February. So he's starting to do some exercises, some light shooting after that broken right hand, the shooting hand. Botley open corner three, yes. Just like that, it's 8-6. Rogers and Botley bring Lynn back with 2 trays.
Yeah, they love that play, getting Botley open in the corner. That's what he hit the game winner on a couple games ago in this building. So, look for that. Again, looks like Lynn's might be getting this game through the three-point ball.
There's Che, wants help, finds Phillips. And they've got to call that because Phillips was going to fall out of bounds. A little bit of a bump by O'Brien there. First foul on Kevin. Lynn now 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. They're just 2 of 6 from the field. Eckerd 4 of 6 from the floor, but they're only up 2. This three-pointer is an air ball. Good box out by Rogers.
Yeah, I was about to say, great box out. Gives up a foot, but a good box out right there.
Lob to Conde, gets a defender in the air. It's rejected from behind by Phillips, who was trailing the play. That was Walsh on the miss on the prior.
Yeah, Walsh threw that last one up, and that's what happens when you get the ball down low. And beautiful play right there by Eckerd.
And McLaren so smooth. 10-6 Eckerd. Botley straight on 3, good.
Man, if he and Rogers get going from the three-point arc, it's hard to beat the three-point shot without shooting the 3 back. That'll be huge.
10-9. Che trying to display his range, and that's good. Obi Che, very versatile athlete.
Yeah, you can't leave anyone open dead on from that, even from that far out.
13-9, Eckerd. Botley checked by Phillips. Conde about 12 feet, trying to muscle up on Che, forces it up. Quality defense by Obi.
Yeah, if you're going to try to draw contact, don't be fading away from the basket. Go into the guy and go straight up. That's how you get the foul call. That's what he's looking for.
Phillips, a big point guard, 6'3", 180. Most point guards look big against us, though.
Yeah.
Young scoops it up. That's got to be a charge. O'Brien, excellent position there. The offensive foul on Trevon Young.
And that's big. He saw that play coming in advance. Obviously, that was a good screen set by Young down here. And great rotation by O'Brien. He doesn't. A lot of times you don't see guys even come down and even notice that that's coming. And he came down, played the screen very well, and took a charge.
Bahori and Ingram check in for Eckerd. Wachukwu on the court for Coach Price.
This is more a Terrell Rogers matchup right here.
Bahori, a 6-foot sophomore out of Seminole, Florida. Matlock, a little jab step. That knocked away. Good help defense by the Tritons. Also checking in for Coach Ryan is Radonicic, 6'8" sophomore from Jacksonville. This is Edmere. There's also an Armin Radonicic on the team. Rogers to the rim. Hangs got in trouble and threw it away. McLaren in the open court. Good defense by Matlock. Bahori can shoot it. That's good. Well, that was Keyshawn Ingram, 6'1" junior out of Tampa.
Yeah, Caillou wanted to slow the pace, that's slow the game down, and reset the offense, but wide open shooter on the other side will gotta get the ball there.
Botley rises for 3, side of the rim. And O'Brien tried to save, ran into Che a little bit. The Tritons have scored 6 straight. Jawan Frazier on the floor for the Fighting Knights, as he will match up with Bahori. Instant energy off of the bench for Lynn. Pull-up jumper, high arcer is a bit strong. Wachuku elevates for the rebound. That miss from Bianco, a freshman from St. Pete. O'Brien, quick trigger from the corner, yes.
It's so nice when the three ball falls like that. You know, we talk about sometimes these guys are struggling from three. Rogers got one, O'Brien got one, Botley's got two. I mean, that's big for Lynn.
4 threes is the scoring for the Fighting Knights. They trail by 4. In the post.
Good defense.
Well defended by Kenny. Wachuku protects the ball as he defended Radonicic.
That was a great job of staying straight up on that one.
Matlock, we're on a Wachuku screen.
Now I got to spread the floor.
Botley taps the head with just 10 seconds on the clock. That means isolation. Leans in at it, partially blocked, well defended by Ingram. Ingram flying down the right side. Three-pointer is in.
That's a great find, guys. Trailing, and when when the shooter gets the ball coming out from the post, I mean that's automatic.
So Bianco with a tray. He averages 3 points a game. 19-12. Eckerd shooting the ball. Lights out thus far. To the rim. Scoop layup. Missed it.
Oh, great
By
take.
Frazier. Here comes Che in transition. Beats the defense and draws a foul. And Obi to the line to shoot 2. As we will take the under 12-minute media timeout. We'll keep it here. Baez will check in for Coach Price. 19-12, so Eckerd just an answer every time down, Alex. When Lynn hits a three, tries to garner some momentum, Eckerd has been able to answer quickly.
Yeah, and usually, I mean, it's almost a tale of two different type of games. I believe that Lynn's got all their baskets from the three-point line.
Yep.
And what I was going to even talk about too was, I want to talk about Eckerd's playing very, they're pressuring them, almost by the white line right next to the symbol, the logo on the court. I mean, they're playing them very well. So it's a lot of screens that are getting these guys open. I mean, credit to O'Brien. He had a tough three in the corner, but he had Eckerd's pressure on defense has been harassing Lynn, and that one take by Rogers and Frazier that was uncontested, but it's the defensive pressure that kind of got in their heads a little bit, made those wide open layups a little tougher. But as you said, those threes when they come off, they create long rebounds, and those long rebounds turn into fast break buckets for guys, like we talked about with like McLaren that just kill it going down the lane.
So Lynn 4 of 5 from three-point territory. All their baskets threes. 4 of 13 overall. And meanwhile, you look at Eckerd. All we talked about is the defense. Defense. Eckerd 3 of 4 from three-point land. 8 of 14 overall.
Yeah, and they had the trailer three by Travis Bianco, and then they had the other three and the wide open three by Keyshawn Ingram. But actually, all three of the threes have been wide open. I mean, and we see Obi Kai at the free throw line, and he hit the wide open three. So they're getting wide open looks. They're moving the ball very well. They're playing. I mean, Lynn's staying in this one through the three ball. So hopefully they can convert inside too.
Yeah, now down by 9 as Che puts him home. They've also out-rebounded Lynn 10-5. Points in the paint, Alex, 10 zip for Eckerd. I guess that makes sense when you have all your baskets three-pointers, but Lynn will have to establish something down low. Frazier probing. There's Botley, who's got 2 of the 4 threes. O'Brien in the post. Kevin working the jump hook, side of the rim. That's a good look for Kevin, though.
Yeah, he had 5 guys, though, collapsing on him, and there's another open three trailing right there. But he had 5 guys collapsing. Throw that out to the post. The 3 ball's falling for you guys. Why not let another one go if it's wide open?
Ingram almost knocked down his second. Baez gets pushed as Coach Tom Ryan shows his freshman the defensive stance that he wants. James returns for O'Brien. $21-12 Eckerd. Halfway through the first half. Frazier to the rim, had it blocked out of bounds. We've seen some solid play from Keyshawn Ingram, a junior from Tampa.
And Eckerd's already got 3 blocks with 10 minutes to go in the first half. You know, that just, again, gives a lot of credit to their defense. Obviously, Lynn's a little undersized at the guard position, but, you know, Eckerd's playing unbelievable defense.
Young returns. Lynn trying to develop the offense. They get a double high pick. Wachukwu calling forward in the post. They'll work against Young. This could be a tough matchup. They'll have to go over him. You're not going to go through him. Unfortunately, we get a foul called. Maybe a break there for Lynn because it looked like Kenny took steps, probably maybe after the bump, Alex.
Oh, it looked like there was a reach-in foul by Ingram. So no, that's what we like to call a bailout, and because that is a tough matchup, as you said. You know, Kenny has 4 inches on him, and definitely the arm span, you know, to dunk over him, but he's got to get there. That's the problem, and moving a guy like Young will be tough for both Kenny and View.
Yeah, he's not going to move him, and Kenny still learning to keep that ball up high.
That's right,
Alex, which he'll have to do against the smaller defender.
That's right. You talked about Young. He's got good hands both on offense and defense, so you bring that ball down to his level, he can poke that ball away, start another fast break.
Oh, yeah, he'll wrestle it away for you instantly with his strength. So Wachukwu hits 1 of 2. Lynn down by 8.
And Lynn's going to the zone right here.
They kick it out, wide open 3, and this kid can shoot off the front of the rim. Wachukwu battling McLaren, the rebound. Yeah, that's got a close to 3-second violation, but they throw it away anyhow. So Lynn fortunate that Walsh missed that. He's 48% from beyond the arc. 0 for 2 here today.
Yeah, you know, Lynn switched it up to a zone, and when you do that, you got to get there, especially Eckerd playing at a very fast pace so far, so you got to get established, and Kenny was a little bit slow to get back to set it up.
Frazier, that's a hold on the perimeter. A little head and shoulder fake by Juwan, and then Phillips had to grab him a bit. Team's 5th. 21-13. Frazier lets the defender fly by, but couldn't sink it. A good look there for Juwan.
Yeah, when a team like Eckerd's playing so aggressively on defense, ball fakes and head fakes going to be the key today for Lynn to even get by him. And we've seen a couple good moves by Frazier, just hasn't gotten them the ball.
There's Young at the elbow. Very adept passer. McLaren.
Good defense.
Good D by Darius. McLaren gets it back. And they reset the shot clock. Walsh, the floater, heel of the rim, rebound battled for. And again, the taller Eckerd guards keeping it alive. Lynn having difficulty rebounding with Kande, the league's leading rebounder, on the bench.
Yeah, it's also tough for a long range through right there. But it's tough for these Lynn guards to collapse because they're so undersized too, so it's tough to play a zone.
Walsh nails his first 3. The team has 4. The lead now up to 11, the largest of the day. 24-13. Darius James. Lynn being pushed deeper and deeper away from the basket. Rogers, beautiful move, but couldn't hit the shot. Young at the high post.
Good call. Oh, I thought he called travel. I thought he switched his pivot foot.
Yeah, a little bit of a reach in there on Kenny. And Kande will have to come back in. He will when we return from the under 8-minute media timeout. So far, Eckerd's been too strong. They lead it by 11 on the Lynn Sports Network. And there's the Lynn huddle, Coach Price. Trying to manage his team. He's got his work cut out for him against this tough Eckerd squad. And we had a kid out there shooting during the break there. Good looking shot. A young kid, he can't be more than, what, 8 or 9 years old? Good looking player.
A little tough shooting at college three-point level at a kid who, hasn't even gotten to the three-point line himself. But that was pretty nice showing right there.
Well, excellent three-point shooting by both teams. Inbounds play to Young, and he scores off of the glass. For Young, his second basket. 8 points for McLaren, leads Eckerd. 6 points for Botley, the high man for Lynn. 13-point lead. Eckerd has doubled up Lynn, 26-13.
I mean, the defensive pressure, they got even Young playing View Conde at the three-point line. I mean, this is very good defense. Give a lot of credit to Eckerd.
Rogers with 2. Baez will launch a 3. Just short. A rebound deflected out to Frazier.
He's got a second chance bucket right here.
Opportunity for Lynn. Conde in the post. There it is, a foul.
It's a flagrant, thank you very much. Absolutely.
Flagrant on Young as he shoved him to the ground, and Young did not need to do that.
It's a great call. I mean, Eckerd trying to vouch for him, but it was a clear push.
Second foul on Young, a costly one. Lynn with an opportunity with a 4-point play here.
Yeah, get the ball back, make free throws for you, get the ball back, almost bring it back to a single-digit game.
Well, Conde
get in.
Rattles out. Now, Coach Price talking about the free throw woes. He said the guards have shot it well. It's his big people who struggled immensely from the free throw line. View at 55%. It's 1 of 2. Conde's first point today.
Yeah, sadly, it seems like it's been a common theme, throughout the years for Lynn. Last year we talked about it a lot. They left a lot of points at the free throw line, and that came back to hurt them a lot, especially when they had the lead in games.
Well, let's see if Lynn can capitalize with this opportunity. Rogers gets a high pick from James. James in the post. Che, a very good defender. Little step through. Darius goes up. Conde keeps it alive. And out of bounds to Eckerd.
Yeah, Eckerd, they're collapsing. Obviously, View, they're trying to do almost a two-man post game there with View and James. So when that happens, they got 4 guys essentially underneath the basket guarding the ball, which makes those kind of plays tough.
Backdoor to McLaren, good recovery. Che took steps, lost his footing there, maybe a slick spot, as Obi tries to dry the bottom of his shoes. And Che telling his coach, sorry, I slipped, coach. The turnover for Eckerd, their 5th. Lynn with 3 miscues. 26-14 Eckerd. Conde being fronted now. Baez, open 3. Yes!
Yeah, that's big. Get his confidence going on the offensive side. We know how good of a defender he is. We'd love to see him start knocking more of those down.
Baez, the quarterback, one of the team leaders, over 31% from three-point territory. Does a little bit of everything for us. Baez fronting McLaren, three-pointer. Walsh is good, 2 in a row. 48% from beyond the arc.
That's
he is
amazing.
A good shooter.
48% is unbelievable.
Yeah, 29-17. So again, Eckerd, always the quick answer so far in this half. Anytime Lynn is trying to build a little momentum. Conde, difficult shot, and he puts it down. I don't know if the Candy Man had that one, Alex.
Yeah, that was definitely out of his bag of tricks right there. I know he likes to do a little finesse on his free time, so look, practice pays off.
Well, that one, he got caught on the switch, and nobody picked up Radonicic. The lead back up to 12. Rogers on the switch. Now they switch back. Under 10 to shoot. Tough entry pass. Conde goes up and he couldn't convert. Here comes McLaren on the push. A charge.
That's so nice. That's such a luxury to have. And Baez puts his body on the line almost every game and at all times. And that's such a nice luxury to have.
So he's taking 2 charges from McLaren. Baez doing a terrific job on Drew Sean, who has 8 points, 4 rebounds. But Baez drawing the 2 charges has put McLaren on the bench with just over 4 minutes to play first half.
Hopefully they can capitalize with McLaren on the bench here. Just stay in the game, nibble at this lead before halftime.
As Marquani has 2 trays today. Conde. Good skip pass to Rogers. There's Botley for 3. Darius James elevates for the rebound, and he's pushed to the floor. Good hops there for James. This defense is so stout for Eckerd. It appears that almost every trip Alex Lynn is starting their offense with about 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Yeah, and I think the easy fix for that is because of how much pressure Eckerd's putting on the ball. I mean, use some backdoor, space the floor, use some backdoor cuts. Use that like overplay by Eckerd to your advantage. So I would love to see Lynn take advantage of that with some off-ball cuts.
And they're throwing a souvenir into the crowd. I thought Jamal Palmer's dad had one, but it went over his fingertips.
Show off the arm. Oh, man.
Now, what is this, Alex, they're throwing up here?
I have no idea.
A Lynn soft kind of basketball?
I think it's a little prize. I have no idea. I guess so.
Yeah, you might have if there's something inside it, they get a free pizza or something.
That'd be nice. I was trying to get one up here. Trying to see one on an arm.
Pizza Hut ball toss. Okay, that's what it is. So maybe you catch one and you get a Pizza Hut pizza. That's a pretty good deal, particularly for you students.
Oh, yeah. We love free food or free anything.
Eckerd strong, 12 of 22 from the field, 5 of 8 from three-point territory. Lynn is 5 of 8 as well, but only 1 field goal. That is not a three-pointer for Lynn. They're 6 of 23.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of solid looks, and obviously with Rogers and Frazier have gotten some good drives to the basket, haven't gotten them to convert. But other than that, I mean, when you saw O'Brien with the ball down low, James and Conde both the ball down low. There's 4 guys collapsing on him. And Coach was talking about try to move the ball, skip it over to Rogers, but Eckerd's just collapsing on defense. Pressuring the ball on offense on the wing. So it's you talk about the defense. It's really good.
And he missed the front end of a 1-and-1. It just makes so much more difficult when you can't hit your free throws. Walsh will try another 3, and watch out. He missed his first 3, and then since then he looks like he is completely in a groove. Has nailed his next 3, and 2 of them have been very difficult.
It's so dangerous when you get a shooter like, he didn't even look at the rim. That's how you know it. That's a heat check shot. And he knocked it down, without even touching the rim. It's a dangerous sight for Lynn.
You miss the front end of a 1-and-1 on one side, and then a guy nails a 3. Rogers with the answer in and out, and the rebound to Radonicic. Shane Phillips, good help defense by Lynn. Che penetrates, fadeaway shot front rim, and Conde seizes.
Yeah, I love how the way that Eckerd gets back too on defense. The second shot goes up, they don't crash through the offensive glass. They got 4 guys going back, preventing the fast break.
Botley. Again, shot clock all the way down to 10 seconds. They get it Conde. Conde backing down. Rogers long 3, bam!
Right in the face of the shooter, too. Gives him a little taste of his own medicine.
34-22. There's Walsh. You're going to have to extend the D against him. And they'll call Rogers. He got tangled up with the pure shooter. Kevin Walsh, a senior out of Arlington Heights, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. O'Brien checks back for James. And let's see if Kevin can get some minutes here. He hit a three. He's 1 for 2. Limited minutes thus far. 6 minutes for O'Brien. He has 1 foul. Bianco, a little step through. What a move by the freshman. He's been impressive. Impressive athlete. He also nailed a three-pointer.
Yeah, you know what? That was a credit to the fact that Walsh has been knocking down his threes. He was on the weak side there, and usually you'll get that weak side help, but Rogers has to basically hug him, as you saw on the foul before, to make sure he doesn't get the ball. So it was a beautiful move to get through view.
Bianco with 5 points. So Paulius Zabalavicius is in. They call him PZ, so I'm going to go with PZ. 6'8" junior out of Lithuania. He began his college career down at Miami-Dade.
Yeah, I know our PA guy was having a little trouble saying that name, so I'm glad we get to call him PZ up here.
Well, I give Jeff credit. He tried to pronounce the entire name because he's the one who suggested we're going to all call him PZ.
Well, get Kenny down low. Or not.
Nice handle by Rogers. He couldn't convert.
And then a switch, so it was a mismatch on both ends. You just got to get it to convert.
Walsh straight on three, in and out. He took that one from Fort Lauderdale.
I mean, he's feeling it. Shooters shoot.
Bihori. Is this a hold on O'Brien? That would be his second.
It's definitely a different world for O'Brien. He was a starter in the beginning of the year and throughout the course of the preseason too. And having him come off the bench, they want to see him provide valuable minutes off the bench for him.
Mismatch. Radonjic against Rogers. Good hands by Baez, because there's going to be a wide open look for Bianco.
Yeah, they had Kenny on Walsh earlier, and then Rogers on the big man, and they try to get a switch, without really communicating very well. Left the shooter Walsh wide open, almost, but Allen again showing off how good of a defender he is.
Bianco under a minute. O'Brien will sit with 2 fouls. Walsh hounded by Rogers. A little bit of a bump there by Wachukwu. As Eckerd just the more physical team in this half by far. So a fresh 30 seconds and a timeout call for head coach Tom Ryan, as he will organize his troops up by 14. 17-second differential game clock, shot clock.
Yeah, the big theme in this game was which defense would stand out the most. And obviously we've seen Eckerd, they've really taken, that defensive battle, and they've said, we're the best defensive team in the conference, and we'll show you why. And they're showing all the Lynn fans also why they're so good. I mean, forcing Lynn to shoot 26% from the field. Obviously the 62% from the three-point line was, that's good shooting by Lynn. I talked about that was really the weakness of Eckerd, the opponent three-point shooting. But I mean, anything inside it's not happening. Lynn has 2 points in the paint so far. So
they've only allowed 6 field goals. This defense. Now the fact that it's 5 of them are threes has kept Lynn even this close. But they trail by 14. Good hands by Rogers to deny that inbounds pass. So I don't think the clock even started there. And Eckerd needs help. Good pass to Bihori, rejected by James. And then it was knocked into Darius's hands while he was standing out of bounds.
That just shows that athleticism that we talk about so much. He can't. If you watched James on that play, you knew that was going to happen by the way he timed that so perfectly.
Radonjic, good hands by Baez, and a collision here. Conde fighting with Bahori. Baez dives on top. We've got the conference football championships tomorrow. That looked like some pigskin play there with some battling going on between these two Sunshine State Conference teams.
I'll tell you what, Roger Goodell would not like that late hit by Baez. I'll give you that. That's a hefty fine, but again, in basketball we call that hustle. So, this isn't the NFL, even though that's a beautiful play, a hustle play by Baez, really jumping the ball, give Lynn the final possession of this half, hopefully.
So Ingram returns, Walsh departs for what may be the final possession. 30 seconds left in the half. Let's see if Lynn holds it all. It gets in like they're into their normal offensive flow here. Take the best shot, first best shot. And a walk on Baez as he was double teamed in the corner. So that's the last thing you want to happen.
Yeah. A turnover with 15 seconds left in the clock when you're down by double digits already.
Now you give Eckerd the opportunity to take the final shot.
And Walsh is back on the court for him, to the offense-defense switch.
Ingram.
Deny him, Roger. Oh.
Bahori with 5 seconds. With 3-2 15-footer back of the iron, no good from PZ. And that will end the first half. And it was all Eckerd from the start. They got out 8-0. The three-point shooting for Lynn got them back into it a little bit, but Eckerd had the answers. Not only were they magnificent defensively, but they shot the ball so well, Alex.
Yeah, as we talked about, this was going to be a defensive battle, and this is a first-hand showing of why they're so good and why they're so talented. It's a lot of times it is when you get that defensive momentum that usually leads to easy offense, whether it's steals, long rebounds, blocks, and that's just shown right there. Obviously, Lynn missing a lot of shots. The turnover numbers before Baez's travel, I think, they're at 4 now. So they haven't turned the ball over too much, but it's long rebounds. It's defensive stops in consecutive order. That's really grown this lead to 14. And, again, really low-scoring half, which we predicted.
Yeah, only 6 field goals for Lynn. We'll have the stats for you coming up. 7 field goals now, Alex. 6 of those three-pointers.
Yeah, just, 6 of 10 from 3. When you think of that, actually, hopefully we'll get that for you coming up on the board soon. But again, 6 of 10 from 3 for Lynn. When you see that number, you usually think, wow, they're probably playing really well. But I'll tell you what, the other number, 7 for 26, is not so great. So that's a 26% clip, 60% from the three-point line. Versus Eckerd, they're going 50% from the field, 60% from the three-point line, only 2 free throws. So Lynn, positive on that. They've stayed out of foul trouble for the most part. Again, they're only the guy, 3 fouls with Kenny, 2 fouls for O'Brien. But other than that, it's been tough sledding, tough sledding for Lynn. So when we get these, I guess, should I read off the full numbers now? Or?
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
All right, so I guess we'll start with Eckerd so far. They're shooting at 50% from the field, 60% from 3. The total, their leading scorer right now is Kevin Walsh with those 3 threes. He's 3 for 6 in the three-point line with 9 points. Deshaun McLaren, your guy to watch, he's got 8 points to go along with 4 boards. And, Obi Kai, which he's got 5 points, 4 boards, and an assist as well for Eckerd. And then on the other side for Lynn, very balanced scoring with that, even though it is 26% from the field, 27% on 6 of 10 three-point shooting. Terrell Rogers and Marquand Batley both have 2 threes, both give them 6 points. And Buconde's got 3 along with Kevin O'Brien and Alan Baez. So that's really been the scoring for Lynn so far. They've taken care of the ball, only 4 turnovers versus Eckerd's 7. Only Lynn has only come up with 1 steal, so they don't have any fast break points. Their bench has only scored 4 points. Lynn's only had 1 second chance bucket. and 6 points off that turnover, all the turnovers from Eckerd, only 2 in the paint. And you look at those bottom numbers. Eckerd 16 points in the paint, 5 points off the turnovers, second chance points with 6, and the fast break it's 5-0 Eckerd. So it's a very dominating performance, even though it's only a 14-point game. It's a very dominant 14-point lead for Eckerd.
Yeah, a bit of a statement made by this Eckerd Triton team as these two teams battle for that second place slot. And the Tritons have the 14-point advantage as you watch the Boca Extreme cheerleading. This is fun. Brought in a big crowd. The fans need this after the Lynn fans need to be entertained after that slow offensive start for their Friday nights. And but put nothing past this Lynn Friday night team, Alex. We have seen some magical comebacks this season. So definitely stay with us for the second half because you never know what can happen with this electric Friday night team. They trail right now 36-22. We'll be back. We'll have a word with Coach Price in about 7 minutes on the Lynn Sports Network.
September, we're going to be launching the Lynn.
What's up, girls? How's everything going?
Oh, hey, Chad. I didn't know anybody was working this weekend.
Are you okay? You need a power bar, Powerade, towel?
No, we're okay. Thanks.
Okay. Keep up the good work.
Coach Price is smart. If he stays in the locker room long enough, he doesn't have to do the halftime interview. So
there you go.
We joke about it, but Coach Price he's the best at with the media and always making himself available for interviews, post-game interviews, good or bad. He's up here. And sometimes with the Lynn Sports Network, we try to get a halftime interview, but he's got his work cut out for him, as he did last Saturday. Same thing happened. He didn't come out to about under a minute before the start of the second half because he had so much work to do with his team. Obviously, they're not happy with the team's effort, particularly on the defensive end. They allow 50% shooting from the field, 60% shooting for Eckerd from beyond the arc. Not to take anything away from Eckerd, but a coach will never be happy looking at those numbers.
Yeah, you don't want to get, you don't want to show frustration either, because especially when your team's like this, it's right now it's just a credit to how Eckerd's playing also on the defensive end. But you don't want to. I mean, they've given up a lot of open looks, and that Walsh was pulling up from right next to the NCAA sign. He was knocking them down, but other than that, they've had a lot of open looks created by that Eckerd offense. But I guess my keys for Lynn for the second half, use that pressure against Eckerd almost. They're not full court pressing you, so you got time to bring the ball up and use some backdoor cuts. They're starting to overplay, and obviously with View and James down low, sometimes it's a little bit hard to do that. But I would love to see some cutting and just slow yourselves down. Let the pressure kind of let them overplay you, and then you just and use that to their advantage. So hopefully hopefully we see some more off-ball cuts by Lynn. Some movement without the ball by Lynn. So they're not out of it. 14 points obviously is not their biggest deficit they've faced. They've been in this position before. It's just a little adversity, and a stop and a bucket. That's the key to coming back. Just one stop, one bucket.
Well, this Eckerd team, you look at their starting lineup, and they're athletic and long, particularly compared against the diminutive Lynn team, particularly in the backcourt. But they're also physical, and they're bringing some big bodies off of the bench. And here's one of their physical players, Young. Eckerd with a 14-point lead here as we begin the second half. Shane Phillips penetrates. McLaren, who was sent to the bench with 2 fouls. James, good
That's
defense.
A good defensive possession. Let's get a bucket.
Baez to the rim, left-handed scoop shot, well defended by McLaren. And here comes Eckerd in transition. Phillips cut off by Rogers and stolen. Conde long pass will be intercepted easily. View didn't threw it right down the middle to the safety, who was McLaren. Obi Chain denied by Conde. Good defense by View. Lynn has to take advantage of their solid defense here at the start of the second half.
I'll tell you what, Aaron shot by Allen, a throwaway pass by View, and that's going to hurt. Hopefully won't bite him in the.
So Botley unable to knock that 3 down. Marquand has 2 trays on the day. Young in the post, where he's difficult to deny. Look at a soft touch by the big man. So Eckerd ups their lead to 16, their largest of the day. Now, where are the openings against this defense? Lynn struggles to get into any flow. Good hedge by Young. Now 5 for Baez. Underneath Conde. And he had stripped by Che.
Yeah, Coach Price and the whole rest of the Lynn team was really angry that View was not moving down low. I mean, Lynn wanted him to either cut or do something. He was just standing there, and he loses the ball. And late on the weak side help right there gives up a bucket. So, it's a rough little start to the second half by View.
And Walsh takes it to the rim. Conde in and out. A rebound to Che. Botley breaks up the pass, but Phillips spins ahead with it. McLaren reverse layup high off the glass, no good. And a foul on Eckerd on Shane Phillips.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and obviously a very early substitution. You know, it's just we need some. You know, you need to get that. You get good stops on defense. You gotta see. You know, you gotta use that on offense too. Use that momentum. I mean, you're down by. You know, as I said, a stop and a bucket. If you get 3 stops in a row, there should be a bucket or 2 in there. You know, and they're unable to convert, and that's why Ecker's gonna. If they continue this, Ecker's gonna start slowly pulling away.
Wachukwu back on the floor with 3 fouls. Botley, little hesitation all the way to the rim, scoring 40-24. The first basket for Lynn. Here comes the full court pressure. Tay Norwood asking for the back line to come up. And now 2-on-1. Young scores it around Wachukwu. Baez looking for his second 3. Yes. And the pressure better organized here after that made basket. Phillips glides into the forecourt with his team up 15. Young calling for it in the post. Gets it against Wachukwu, who has 3 fouls. And a double dribble. Trevon Young, who has 2 fouls. 6 points, 3 rebounds. Coach Price trying to energize his team. Terrific help defense by Eckerd.
They need some more movement, though. I mean, you guys got standing around. I talked about off-ball cuts. Obviously, it's not happening because no one's moving without the ball.
Botley a long 3 front rim. Rebound kept alive by Wachukwu. Rogers will wisely throw it out. Terrell out of the corner. Wachukwu another offensive rebound. Great attempt and a save by Rogers. And Terrell works his way to his feet. Botley to the rim. Rogers passes on the 3, leans into a 15-footer, rimming no. Tip try by James and a foul on the Triton. So good action on the glass, a good sign for the Lynn Fighting Knights.
This guy gets something to go down. I mean, it's a great hustle, but just needs to execute somewhere. It's tough.
And we will take the under 16-minute media timeout already. 42-27 on Eckerd on the Lynn Sports Network.
I'm Fatima. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I like the color pink. I'm on the swim team.
Hi, my name's Ali McGinley. I'm from St. John's, Antigua, and I'm a distance freestyle swimmer.
Hey, hello, my name's Elizabeth Harris. I am a biology major, and I am a swimmer. I swim 100 backstroke, and I'm from Mansfield, Texas.
Hi, I'm Sarah Nichols. I'm from New Jersey, and no, I don't know anyone from the show Jersey Shore.
Hi, my name is Tara Lunsford. I'm from Grand Haven, Michigan, and I'm a sprint freestyler.
Hi, my name's Kayla Smith. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I swim anything but breaststroke.
Okay, hi, I'm Katie Teal. I'm from Tiffin, Ohio, and I swim distance freestyle.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hughes. I'm from Southampton in England, and I swim, fly, breaststroke, and IM.
My name is Raya Coma. I'm from Barcelona, Spain. I'm a transfer from South Carolina, and I swim 100 and 200 backstroke.
Darius James at the line to shoot 2. James now 1 of 2 from the free throw line today. His first point of the game. 42-28 Tritons. There you go.
2 points after those 4 chances they had at the basket on those offensive rebounds. So that's a very good possession by Lynn. Now they just need to get another stop.
Che to the rim. Count it and a foul. Wachukwu was in the restricted circle. Otherwise, he had good position, but he got a little bit too deep.
Yeah, good job by Kenny. Heads up play. Obviously, you're 6'9". You want to go for a block right there, but good job by him. That's sadly it's his 4th foul, but try to establish position.
Wachukwu picks up his 4th. Kevin O'Brien comes back in. And O'Brien has 2 fouls. Let's see if we can keep Kevin on the floor here, Alex. You need his size and shooting ability. He can stretch the defense along with battle physically with some of these big Triton players.
Yeah, so with O'Brien coming in, you lose those hustle players on the board with Wachukwu in view, but you get that scoring, which is kind of what they need right now.
Botley straight on 3, rimming no good. McLaren. Young asking for it to the post. Che will try a long 3. Back of the iron. O'Brien secures the board. Here comes Botley. Had it stripped from behind.
No one talked to him on that one.
Ingram, nice crossover, and finds McLaren, who banks it in. And timeout, Coach Price, with his team trailing by 18 points. And under 15 minutes to play. With no remedy in sight. This is what it looked like against Tampa last Saturday. They were completely outplayed. Having that man right there would help, Jamal Palmer, because he is a big physical guard. And right now, the physicality of Eckerd has been too much to handle for Lynn.
Yeah, and it's, shots aren't falling now in the second half. Only 25% on both ways from the field as well as the three-point line. But, that's, again, a credit to, Eckerd, keeping up the defensive pressure. But, you knew this was going to happen. You knew this was going to be a problem for Lynn. It's almost a 20-point game, but you're not out of it. There's a lot of time. 15 minutes is a lot of time. You don't want to stay out of it, but you got to get something going on the offensive side. You got a couple stops early in the second half, and you didn't get those buckets. So buckets are the key to win games. They do well on defense. You got to get them back on offense. So hopefully they get some kind of energy back with Frazier and O'Brien checking in too. So. Really, the spark plugs off the bench. Hopefully, will get Lynn going.
Plenty of time. It was Frazier and O'Brien who really brought Lynn back last Saturday from a huge deficit. And they're both on the court right now. Lynn will have to try to claw back into this one. 18-point deficit. James asking for ball in the post.
And that's great defense. 6'8" versus 5'8", and that's great defense.
Botley scoops it up. No, James tip. O'Brien tips it in.
Well, and I talked about how they might lose that hustle on the offensive boards, but O'Brien proved me wrong right there. Beautiful play by him.
The lead is 16 for Eckerd against the pressure. Ingram breaks it. Broken up by Frazier. And then they throw it away. Che hustles in the corner. And out of bounds to Lynn. Terrific hustle by Frazier and Baez. So already the energy seems to have picked up.
Keep it up, keep it up. There's your stop. After a bucket, get another bucket. Something going to the rim, hopefully.
13 and a half minutes to play. O'Brien high point. Botley can catch fire. Finds James underneath, lays it in with a left hand. Nice pick and roll. And here comes the full court pressure. Eckerd has done a terrific job breaking this press.
Leads to a 2-on-1.
Underneath, wide open, scoring the lay-in is Radoncic from Bianco.
Lynn was running like a 3-1-1 press. Really interesting. I mean, there's no one. They broke it. It's an instant 2-on-1. It's really weird.
In the post, O'Brien. O'Brien for 3, yes!
There you go.
5 quick points for O'Brien since checking back in. And Lynn feels much more competitive since that timeout by Coach Price, with Frazier and O'Brien on the floor. Che, jump stop, may have gotten away with a walk. Big rebound by O'Brien.
There it is, get into the bucket here. Keep that tempo up.
Frazier stripped by Bahori, and O'Brien thought he had a clean tie-up. So a terrible sequence right there. A turnover, and then O'Brien picks up his third.
That's a good, easy way to lose the momentum. Hopefully Eckerd's trying to push the ball before Lynn set up, and O'Brien just stuck his hand in there for a reaching foul.
Well, third foul on O'Brien. Coach Price will have to leave him in with 12:20 to play, and Kevin sparking this team. Bahori and Ingram, two solid guards off of the bench, both very quick. Bahori can shoot it, three-pointer deep. Young, the long rebound. Lynn forced to work a second time here with a second opportunity. Young to the rim, scoop shot, rim's no good. Conde, a strong board. Here comes Frazier. Jawan trying to force action, and two straight turnovers by the freshman, trying to do a little too much here. And now we'll take the under 12-minute media timeout. We'll keep it here this time.
Tell you what, that's what you get from Juju Frazier. He'll push. He always wants to push the ball. He's got that. He's essentially what a spark plug is. He ignites energy, especially off the bench. And Sally, he turned it over there, but it was. I like that stuff. I like getting him in now, especially when your team needs the energy. Right now down 13. We were down 18 before. A little turnover right there. Hopefully we get a stop again, and then just a bucket the other end this time, and we're right back in it.
Yeah, I like it too, but Frazier has to understand that Eckerd, if there's five guys back and they're all big and long, it's going to be tough to dribble through them. It's one thing if you got two guys lagging and there's three guys back, but when you're trying to penetrate through five guys, it's not easy, particularly against the best defensive team in the conference. Not only that, but they're going to have some tape on Jawan Frazier now.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, hey, listen, when this guy comes in the front court, you cannot turn your head for a moment because he'll just take it right at you and get past you before you know it.
Yeah, so, you're talking about also just, teams game, this Eckerd team getting back on defense. You look at their rebound numbers in the season, they averaged 40.2 points. They must be all defensive rebounds, besides for the one that that Young had on this end. They have all 4 or 5 guys running back on the defensive end after a shot goes up. So they're doing a great job. That's what good defenses do. They close out the possession, and that's a good defensive possession right there by Lynn, getting that ball back.
Botley and the pressure caused a turnover. Eckerd's 11th. Lynn has 8 miscues. 26-8 is the advantage for Eckerd. Points in the paint as Conde and Young mix it up. Two big fellas right there, starting to push and shove. Now Young's going to be tough to move. I don't think Frazier wants to get mixed up in there.
Frazier's the type of guy that would want to. He's got that energy. That's what he does. He likes to get inside, get involved, and he likes the energy.
Yeah, Frazier, the big heart. And Coach Price.
He doesn't like how he gave Young that position, which Conde wanted, which is that's not something that you don't want to. You don't want to tech if you're Coach Price here. You got to be careful.
So Chances Matlock waiting to inbound, comes into view. And into Frazier's hands.
Oh, look back door. Oh, man, he missed chances right there.
O'Brien hands to Botley. And a turnover. Bahori to the rim. Cannot convert. Eckerd wanted a foul there. They didn't get it. Matlock forces a pass, and that's intercepted. Matlock should have pulled up for the jumper and shot it because nobody came out to play him. Ingram took steps, no call. The makeup call will be a foul. that will send Ingram to the line to shoot 2. They probably should have got the call on the last possession. They let it go, and the officials really heard it from the Eckerd bench. This time Ingram took steps and then may have gotten bumped. They get the whistle, going to the free throw line to shoot 2 is Keyshawn.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're right. You hit it right in the nose with Matlock. He absolutely should have pulled up on that one. That decision is really about repetitions. How many times you get that 3-on-2 where no one stops the ball. Usually when you bring the ball up, you get a 3-on-2, you want to kick it out to somebody, but no one stepped up, and he almost telegraphed the pass to View, and good defense by Young. But yeah, it was absolutely a makeup call, and the definition of it was right there.
So O'Brien will leave. He provided a good spark for Lynn as they go back with James. Walsh returns for Eckerd. It is 51-36 with 11 minutes to play. O'Brien does have 3 fouls. Conde high post. They hand off and set the screen for Botley. Pulls up for 3, in and out. The Candyman forces it up again. Another opportunity. This time the whistle blows as Bahori trying to get credit for the foul so that it's not called on Young. But it goes on McLaren, his 3rd.
Yeah, if I could be a little critical of you, he kind of goes up sometimes and he tries to sell a foul instead of going up there strong and getting a bucket. That's why he's the line for 2, but he could have gotten an and 1 if he just tried to go for the bucket. It seemed like he was just trying to get the foul called.
Yeah, when you shoot 50% from the free throw line, you definitely want to try to make the layup instead.
Exactly.
And then he misses 2 free throws. 51-36. McLaren scoops it to Che. Che searching for help. Good denial D by Lynn. A Young calling for Bahori. McLaren on a mismatch against Rogers. Good move by Rogers to poke the ball away. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Young gets the shot off, makes no good. And James secures it. 10 minutes to play. Frazier, nowhere, no lane for Jawan here today. Conde, nice little move, but left it front rim.
You notice how he's just getting absolutely collapsed on when he gets that. That was a beautiful move to separate himself from Young, but he's got 3 guys drenched on him after the move. He's got to move that ball.
Young gives to Che, goes up for the slam and draws a foul on Conde. To the line to shoot 2 is Trevon Young.
That's what I want to see from Lynn, though. I want to see those backdoor cuts. That was Young beautifully just dropped it off for his cutter, and he's got to. I would love to see that from Lynn. Just the backdoor cuts, moving without the ball, less stagnancy.
So Wachukwu comes back. Wachukwu was efficient in his minutes earlier. However, he's playing with 4 fouls. Coach Price has a discussion with Conde.
Board that.
52-36, Eckerd. They led by 14 at the half. They lead by 16 now with 9.5 to play. James for 3. Rogers takes it away. Gets it to Frazier out of the corner. Yes! The rainbow from Juju brings Lynn to within 13. A near steal by Rogers again. Alex, you talked about the strength in the hands of Terrell Rogers, having played a little pickup ball with him, and he's demonstrated that here a couple times.
Yeah, I was going to mention this in the pregame when he was the player to watch. He comes in averaging a steal and a half a game, which is very impressive numbers. And a lot of the times it's almost that Tillman punch where he just punches the ball up from underneath the guy, knocks the ball straight in the air. So that's what he does best. Lynn gets another turnover right here.
And that is the 11th of the game. So the press forces a turnover. Eckerd has been solid breaking that pressure. executed the press break very well under Coach Ryan.
And Lynn's taking care of the ball. That's what's keeping them in the game. That and those early 3-pointers. I mean, it's only a 13-point game. They just got to keep taking care of the ball and get some shots to fall.
Rogers waits for Botley. There he is on the flash. Offensive foul on James. Anytime Lynn has had an opportunity to get it to around that single-digit mark, it seems either a turnover or a big Eckerd bucket.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it's a legal screen, completely off the ball, and, try to get Botley open for that three.
McLaren nearly intercepted by Frazier, but Shea takes it away. He might have gotten away with steps. Walsh wide open, and he rims that in. A tough sequence. Rogers probes the defense, but Eckerd always back defensively. James tries to answer well short. That could be a turning point. Looked like Lynn had seized some momentum. And now again, the deficit is 16. And the Tritons with possession. Walsh tries to save and then loses it in the backcourt.
Yeah, the key to Walsh's last three, when Lynn does that press and Eckerd beats him, they usually left with a 3-on-2, and Sally, that third guy was Walsh, the shooter, and that's what's going to happen when they beat the press. They always have that one guy open, and you always say don't leave the shooters open, always find them, and Walsh is able to take advantage.
So Matt Beneducci checks in, 6'2" senior out of Roswell, Georgia. This is a deep Eckerd team. They can bring some efficient players off of the bench.
Yeah, Lynn's usually a deep team. Just battling injuries is always a tough part of the season. That's what Lynn's kind of going through right now. We'll throw it up to Kenny.
Rogers, good ball fake to the rim. Scoop shot won't fall. O'Brien keeps it alive to Frazier. They didn't reset the shot clock. Now they do. Botley to Achukwu on the cut and one. Don't wave it off. Yeah, now he counts it. A little indecisive here by the outside official. Blew the whistle and did not signal. We have reached the under 8-minute media timeout, 55-39. Eckerd here in the Lynn Sports Network. Well, Coach Price trying to work a little of that DeHornley center magic that we've seen this year. Some magnificent come-from-behind victories by the Lynn Fighting Knights. 55-41, they've got a hurdle to climb against a terrific defensive team.
Yeah, this is the time to do it. This is down 14, 8 minutes left to go in the game. Obviously coming off a three-point basket, and so they got to basket and stop is really the key to it. I would love to see them use more of that Eckerd defensive pressure against them, and obviously stay out of foul trouble. Kenny, he's been really doing a really good job on the glass on the offensive side, and Sally's got 4 fouls, and hopefully converts a three-point play.
This is some great experience for the freshman Achukwu, who's a bit raw, but he's starting to really adapt to the college game, playing against a physical Eckerd team. He's held his own out there.
Yeah, 9 minutes. He's got 3 points. Hopefully he gets a fourth right here, which he does, to go along with his 4 boards. That's solid minutes for guys played 10 minutes.
55-42. They got to that 13-point mark again. Here comes the pressure. O'Brien at the front of the pressure. Eckerd controls with Phillips. 7:20 to play. McLaren calling for it in the post. He's got Rogers on him. And unable to get it to McLaren so far. Good denial by Terrell. Wachukwu has 4 fouls. Young releases and buries it just ahead of the shot clock buzzer. Big bucket by Young.
Yeah, the shot clock's winding down. You know he's going to have to shoot it. You got to get up on him, give him some more pressure.
Botley for 3. Back of the iron. Rogers runs down the rebound. Frazier finds Terrell. O'Brien calling for it. He was open top of the key. They couldn't get it to him.
Find him in the post there.
Rogers a long 3. That's way off. And Shea scoops it to Phillips. Obi's going to line up the 3. Rebound into the good hands of Young. Shea gets it and lays it in. Counted in a foul on Rogers. As the size and athleticism just wearing Lynn down in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna foul him, you gotta, you can't let him make the basket. And 6'8" going against Rogers, 5'8", 5'9" frame. That's gonna be a tough matchup, but good concentration and focus really convert that and one.
It's a tough matchup for Lynn. And checking back is PZ. Even Jeff's going with PZ.
I know. I was
now.
waiting for that. I was going to see if he was going to say that.
Yeah, the young man out of Lithuania. 60-42. Just over 6 minutes to play. Frazier fakes the 3, gets it back to Marquand. Pull-up jumper front rim. McLaren, the rebound and the fast break. Three-pointer, Benedini is in. Beneducci. They can just keep bringing in players, this Triton team.
I wonder if they used their whole team already.
Wachukwu, the jump hook is strong. PZ, the weak side rebound.
Yeah, they've used 11 guys so far tonight. And they've got guys on the end of the bench that are probably ready to come in, but, they are a very deep team, Eckerd.
Young gets it in the post. Wachukwu with 4 fouls. Good D by Kenny.
Look up. Look up.
Well, even when you have an instant advantage, Alex, Eckerd's so quick to recover defensively and get back.
Yeah, they collapsed on Rogers, so he couldn't even see Botley. Probably had 4 guys trying to get him up the half court.
Frazier out of the corner. O'Brien's open. He's been hot. And that won't fall. So not much hope in sight for Lynn. Phillips with Eckerd up 21. You just can't move Eckerd. Try another 3. And Beneducci hit 1 off of the bench. Reach and foul on Beneducci.
Yeah, you can tell they lack energy in the building, and from this Lynn team, they've almost, I don't want to say they've checked out, but you don't see that same energy they had in the beginning of the second half on the defensive side, and offensively just those struggle. I mean, the defense by Eckerd has just been, it's just really hounded this Lynn. It's been tough. I mean, 42 points in they usually get that. Lynn usually gets that in one half here at the Hornley Center, and they've gotten it, with through 36 minutes. So it's been tough sledding for Lynn. But again, all the props to Eckerd.
And checking back is the impressive freshman Travis Bianco. Another big body, Admir Radonicic, 6'8", 230. Frazier pulls up for 3. And nothing falling for Lynn now either. Look at O'Brien's effort. Kevin on the floor, trying to get it to Matlock, and a foul, I believe, on chances as he tried for the loose ball.
And that's really summed up the game for Lynn so far. I mean, a good hustle play by O'Brien. Lynn's been hustling the ball, and they just haven't gotten the ball to roll their way with the ball rolling right to Eckerd. Eckerd go to the free throw line. But, again, got to give the credit to O'Brien, who's been really hustling out there still.
Well, this may take a larger comeback than even last Saturday. It was an 18-2 Lynn comeback in the final 3 minutes and 6 seconds to tie it. So they were down by 16 at that point, and that's got to be a foul on Radoncic. Silly foul. Your team up by 21 points.
I'll tell you what, that's a good way to do it. They're not going to the free throw line yet, but, clock stop, get some free points in the line. They're not there yet, but, 7 threes in 4 minutes can – not impossible. Reggie Miller scored, 8 points in less than 15 seconds?
It's going to be it's 21 deficit now, so Matlock is a good shooter. Look at the defense by Eckerd. They have not let up one instant here. Matlock, tough shot, is short. O'Brien, another strong rebound. Three-pointer won't fall. Matlock throws it up and in. Count it, the foul. A terrific effort by both teams. And Matlock will be at the line after this timeout. We'll keep it here with 3:27 to play, 63-44. Well, so far, really the only good news out of this game is the sight of Jamal Palmer without the cast. He's doing some exercise, a little shooting. They're going to take another x-ray on Wednesday, I think his dad said. And then they can determine if he can start going full speed in practice.
Yeah, those wrist injuries are usually those are the ones that are the hands. Those are those bug you for a while because they linger a little bit. It's all about the comfort, catching the ball, getting hit, how that's going to be, especially if it's a bone injury. You want to see how it feels in the flow of the game and how real live action will affect it. So, Lynn, he's got time. This marks the halfway point in the season. He's got plenty of time to go. Conference play. Postseason play doesn't start till March, so he's got a month. But I think he'll be back hopefully in February, and then he'll be hopefully full strength by postseason.
And that will make the matchups a little easier, a little more equal for Coach Price when he faces teams with big guards. Lynn happens to have 3 guards who are 5'9" and under. So Matlock could not complete the three-point play. Did get a bucket before that timeout. And the leaner off the glass won't fall. Out of bounds to Eckerd.
Nope. Change the call.
A Lynn ball. So 3:08. This is about the time. It was 3:06. We were down 16. We're down 19 here. So is it possible? I don't know.
They got to pick some. They got to get some energy from somewhere, and a bucket could probably do that. But they fought well in the last offensive possession. Hope they can do it again.
Eckerd certainly has not let up one iota. O'Brien to the rim. Couldn't convert there. Ingram was grabbed by Matlock, so Ingram to the line to shoot 2.
I would love to see chances. There's been 2 examples of how, if he was a little more aggressive with the ball. He's got a solid pull-up mid-range jumper, and I would love to see him pull up and he tried to dump it off to Kevin, which created a little bit of a tough shot. And then obviously the 3-on-2 where we saw where he turned it over, but we'd love to see him, be a little more aggressive with the ball, get his shot in.
Well, you look at the balanced scoring attack for Eckerd as Ingram hits both. Che with 12, 10 points apiece for Young and McLaren. McLaren averaging 17 points, but Lynn has done a solid job defending McLaren. 14 points for Walsh, 4 3-pointers. Well, the guys off the bench have really contributed. 5 points for Ingram, 5 points for Bianco, 3 points for Beneducci, 4 points for Radoncic. That starts to add up when your substitutes play that well.
Yeah, both teams with 17 points off the bench, but it really has. It's been a balanced scoring, even in the starting lineup. Lynn, as Bali got that 3 to go. But you look at Lynn's starters versus the starters of Eckerd. It's 12, 10, 10, 14 for Eckerd, and then look at the starters for Lynn, and it's been single digits everywhere. We don't have a double-digit score yet. Maybe actually Bali's in the double figures right now.
Yeah, Botley just hit a 3. And then Frazier fouled. So they're hoping that they can get some missed free throws. Bianco will shoot the 1-and-1. And he misses. We have a lane violation against Eckerd.
There you go. That's a stop. Chip away here.
That's a 9th team foul. So the next one, Eckerd will shoot the automatic 2. Matlock steps into a 2 and rims it in.
There it is. Passed up a good shot for an even better shot. That's what I like to see, being aggressive.
Beneducci under the pressure. Bianco's going to shoot the 3. That favors Lynn, but they couldn't get the rebound. That's what Lynn wants. Quick shot at this point.
Shot clock didn't reset either, so it's still another wide open 3 though.
Beneducci for a 3, and this one they nail, and that should certainly seal it with 1.5 minutes as it increases it again to 19. Matlock for 3. Coach Ryan shouts to his team. Just over a minute to play now. Beneducci has 2 trays. Bianco, difficult. Eckerd saves, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the kind of day it's been for the Tritons. Every loose ball and some terrific all-around play by Eckerd as Bahori hits the bucket. Botley gets fouled, another silly foul.
Yeah.
On Radoncic.
Completely unnecessary. The guy's Bali's pulling up from 30-ish feet and going to give him 3 free throws, but again, minor consolation for what seems to be a very, tough loss for Lynn, but hopefully just pad the stats, Bali. This guy's Bali's shooting second. He's a second leading free throw shooter in the conference. I think this is his first trip to the line too today. So good job by Eckerd keeping him off the line. Obviously, he hasn't gotten many looks at the basket, but good job by Eckerd keeping him off.
Yeah, 88% on the season for Marquand. He now has 13 points. He averages 16.6, which ranks him 7th in the conference in scoring. And Eckerd can just hold the ball. It's about a 3-second differential game clock, shot clock here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Lynn will not contest. And I don't think Eckerd will shoot it, but PZ will. Matlock the rebound with 5 seconds. O'Brien the dunk before the horn. Treat the fans to something exciting.
There you go. That's the loudest it's been since the first half.
Yeah. 70-54 is the final here today as Eckerd improves to 14-4 overall, 7-3 in conference. Lynn drops to 10-7 overall, 5-5 in conference. It's only the second loss all season at home for Lynn. They're now 8-2 here at the DeHornley Center. And there was no miracle comeback today. The hole was just too deep this afternoon.
Yeah, again, Eckerd's defense has been just so, remarkable this season. They've been so heralded as coming in first in the conference, and you think Lynn, they got the home court advantage with this matchup. Hopefully they can tap into a little bit, but never really got it going. And here's Coach Price for you.
All right, Coach Price is joining me now. Coach Price, thanks for coming up. Just a fantastic defensive team you ran in today. What did you feel like your team needed to do better on the offensive end?
Well, the main thing we need to do is get in the weight room. I mean, they just are so much more physical than us. I thought it was very evident. We dealt with the same thing over there when we played them. We really struggled with them because of their physicality. I mean, they had us at halftime on the boards by 11 or 12, and over there they doubled us on rebounding and our inability to get to the offensive glass. So.
Yeah, 43 to 33, they out-rebound you.
Yeah, but I think, even you sitting here watching, a couple things. One, they're better than us right now, and I don't have a problem saying it. They just are. They've got a lot of experience, and they're bigger, stronger, and better. There's some things we have to do better. I'm real disappointed with we miss a lot of free throws at key times that we need to make front end of one-on-ones. So little things like that would make it a better game, but we just weren't there physically tonight. We couldn't run our offense. They pushed us off of everything, and they're a good basketball team.
Offensively, were they better than you thought?
They're just really efficient, and you can't – if you don't get out like we were earlier in the season and deny the wings and take everything away and try to get – if you let them run their offense, they're hard to guard because they're so physical. I mean, they put their bodies on you. They screen, they roll, they push, and you got to be aggressive and get out and try to take things away from them. We didn't do that. That's really the only way to play against them. We tried to change the tempo in the second half by pressing, and I thought it was a little bit effective. It got them going up and down a little bit, but we gave up some layups on the backside, and that's never good.
Well, you guys have done a terrific job without your leading scorer, but in a game like this, you can't help but say, well, if Jamal was here, it certainly would help because he's one of those big physical athletes
no
that
question.
You have.
It is never an intent for us to play three small guards at once. I never want to do that all year long, but we miss his physical presence on the wing and having a bigger, stronger player, and it could have been a different story. But I don't like playing small like that. But we got to have some of those bigger wings step up. But we'll get him back soon. In the meantime, we just got to keep playing. We got to grind away and find a way to win the next one.
Okay, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you,
Coach Jeff Price. His team just outsized out the physicality too much with this experienced, big, talented Eckerd team. This will be a tough team to contend with down the stretch and in the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. But it certainly will be easier for Lynn with a player like Palmer on the floor who can match up with size, physicality, and skill. But today it was all Eckerd, too good. You heard Coach, you're giving all the credit to that Triton team, just saying, hey, look, they're a better team than we are. And Eckerd wins it 70-54. I'm going to wrap it up here, Alex. So we got some totals. We'll go over quickly. Just say that the leading scorer for Lynn, Botley, had 14. O'Brien with 10.7 rebounds to highlight Lynn. A real balanced attack for Eckerd, a solid team effort, and we can just leave it at that as Eckerd wins it 70-54. For my partner, Alex Embry, the Lynn Sports Network led by Joey Heffron, Andy Vermees and company, great job. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Ari Shannock. Have a nice weekend.